While thousands of schools across the country remain shuttered or partially closed during the pandemic, others have remained open completely for in-person learning. However, in-person learning doesn't come easy with the constant threat of the virus and the changing numbers of people impacted.
We checked in with one local private school that needed to open its doors to stay viable, but has had to put in the hours to stay safe. KREM 2's Laura Papetti heads to North Spokane now to find this story.
St. Thomas More was an English lawyer in the 1500s and is the patron saint of attorneys and statesmen. Now his likeness stands silent watch over the North Spokane private school that bears his name.
Hi, I'm Jim McCollum. I'm the interim principal here at St. Thomas More Catholic School.
This year was supposed to be a transitional year for McCollum to get ready to take the reins as principal and learn the more traditional duties.
The last 11 months have been controlled chaos.
Just after sunrise, the first step in control is wheeled out. Metal shelving, piping, and buckets, now as much of the tools of learning as once were pens and pencils.
Like the wash stations that we have now, that's our third prototype. The first one was hoses with just fixed stations, but that was cold. Then we had to worry about winter.
St. Thomas More is a small preschool through 8th grade campus that sits in the middle of a quiet neighborhood. To bring the students back for in-person learning, the staff worked on plans for months in advance. And while many schools stayed shuttered, the Catholic campus opened for partial in-person learning on September 14th of last year.
Well, what about this? We haven't thought about lunch. How are we going to get kids lunch? Okay, we got to solve that problem. Yeah. So it was just constant trying to go through the whole day, solve a problem, move on.
The school worked with the local health district to come up with the viable plan. Unlike larger schools, the smaller private school could adapt better to some of the demands, utilizing every inch of space and tracking the nearly 250 kids that attended.
Good morning.
Here's how they've made it work.
Good morning.
Color-coded check-in shacks were erected in the parking lots, allowing the school to track and trace students. Parking lots turned to PE classrooms, church became temporary study halls, and the lunchroom and gymnasium now used for anything but lunch or gym.
Pretty much all our classes are in the gym except for like PE and everything.
Students like 7th grader Julia Kaczynski said all the changes, the spacing, hand washing, mask wearing, were all worth it if it meant the kids could get back in the classroom.
Oh, it was so much better on like my mental health and everything because I can just see and actually communicate with people.
The plan and effort has worked with limited COVID exposures and most students returning for in-person learning on a full-time basis.
Good day is the school didn't burn down, kids are still here, and there's no sickness and nothing happening in school. We've had a total of 6 cases, 0 transmissions at school. We've had to quarantine 2 classes just out of precaution.
Making it work was more than just a desire to teach the basics like English and math. It was an economic issue.
The income is what keeps our doors open to be able to do what we do, we got to keep the kids safe and follow the guidelines. So it's been hard.
And at day's end, the work does not stop. Schools have to be continuously wiped down, buckets emptied out, soap refilled, and everything set for the next day.
As long as kids are on campus, I'm happy.
With just a few more months of school left, there is no time to rest, no time to celebrate success because COVID numbers are always changing and the school must adapt as necessary. But they have made it work under the careful watch of a saint, dedicated to bringing calm in chaos and order to the day. Reporting in North Spokane, Laura Papetti, KREM 2 News.